What's up, guys? Moonlight150 here with a doubleheader for today. This is a doubleheader of NU battle first, and then an OU battle against the same person, KwandaoRen66. The reason it's a doubleheader is because one, it's the same person, and two, they were battled like within a week of each other. So instead of uploading one and then maybe like one or two battles later, it's another battle against the same person. I thought I would just put both the battles together and just do a doubleheader. Especially since the first one here is a little bit short, and the other one's regular size length battle. So I thought I'd just put them together. I sped up the other one, but this one's regular speed. So anyway, I led off with Superior. You guys actually haven't seen Superior in a while, and he leads off with Scolipede. I get off my Reflect, so I'm able to take that Mega Horn. He goes for the Swords Dance now, thinking he wants to set up because he's paralyzed, so he really wants to deal some damage. I'm gonna set up the light screen now because I know I'm gonna die by whatever he throws at me. But thankfully, Superior pretty much did its job. It got the two barriers up and it glared something. The Superior also has Leaf Storm just in case it lives or whatever. It could throw off an attack or two. I actually remember doing this battle. He asked if it was a Dream World one with Contra. I said no, mine's a illegal Superior. Because I know a lot of people actually like to bring illegal Superiors with Contra and Leaf Storm. So anyway, I bring in Whiz Catch. I set up the Dragon Dance because I know with both the Reflect and the Light Screen up, I can take any hit that Scolipede wants to send my way. So, it actually does a lot more than that. That's a +2 Mega Horn from a Scolipede onto a Whiz Catch. So, thankfully for that Reflect, if it wasn't for a Reflect, I would not have lived that. So I go for the +1 Zen Headbutt. That is enough to take out Scolipede, so... Scolipede actually did a lot of work. He was a big threat because after he got off that Swords Dance, that was scary. Scolipede with Swords Dance is scary. So anyway, he's gonna bring in Beheem now. I'm gonna go for that Waterfall, just see how much I can do this thing, see if it's like defensive, offensive. I have no idea. Beheem is such an Pokemon that just isn't used, but I do get the flinch with the Waterfall, which is unfortunate and just weird for me. I never get the Waterfall flinches. If you watch my battles, you know that when I use Waterfall, I don't get the flinches. I sometimes get crits, but I don't get flinches. So anyway, I decided to go for the Earthquake the second time, to see maybe he would switch or go for something different, but Earthquake, I would just Earthquake the Beheem, and that would be just about it. So he's going to bring in Electrode now, and he's just going to go for that Explosion right off the bat, see how much damage he could possibly do. But my Reflect is still up, I believe, or if it's a special attack, I still have the Light Screen up. I have no idea what Explosion is. I don't know if it's physical or special. I'm trying to comprehend what it is. I don't know. I need to look that up. So, doesn't do that much because I do have both barriers up, so no, there goes the Reflect. So I did have the Reflect up, so if it was a physical attack, I got cut in half. And it didn't do that much anyway because Explosion got nerfed in 5th gen. Anyway, so Lapras comes in. I'm going to go for that Zen Headbutt. It does almost nothing to this Lapras because Laprases are bulky. Goes for that Ice Beam, but thankfully my Light Screen is still up because it was used last instead of Reflect. Let's see. So, going to go for that Earthquake because, you know, being part Ice type, it might do a little bit more damage. It actually does do more damage than the Zed Headbutt, so it's a 2-hit KO for that. But he was really aiming for Light Screen to be gone by now, but it isn't because my Superior was a light clay set, so it keeps those barriers around for quite a while. Yeah, so right now the Light Screen wears off, and so it was like a turn too late for this Lapras, so I'm gonna get off another Earthquake on this Lapras to take it out. But now that both my barriers are gone, my Whiz Catch is pretty vulnerable to an attack. But I do outspeed a lot of things because +1 Whiz Catch does speed out a couple of things in NU. I'm going to go for that Waterfall now, and I'm actually going to bring the Sudowoodo down to its Sturdy, but weirdly enough, it does not have Sturdy. And once again, I get the flinch from Waterfall. It just blows my mind that I get 2 flinches from Waterfall in a single game when normally I don't get any flinches from Waterfall. The most flinches I get are from, like, I want to say Air Slash. So, gonna go for the Earthquake to take out Sudowoodo. And he's gonna bring in his Farfetch'd here. He's gonna go for the Leaf Blade. Surprisingly, Farfetch'd is fast. Or maybe Whiz Catch is just slower than I think it is, even with +1. So that super effective Leaf Blade is gonna take out my Whiz Catch. I'm gonna bring in my Scolipede, you know, the epic ballad of Odysseus. I'm gonna go for that Rock Slide, and doesn't this look familiar for you guys who have been around to my battles for a while? Before I had my Versus Recorder, I had a battle against Magnitude who used the Farfetch'd against my Odysseus, and I used Rock Slide on it. But this time's a little different. He goes for the Brave Bird, and that actually takes me out. That is a powerful Farfetch'd. But he's going to die off to Recoil, and that will leave it as a 3-0. And so we're going to move on to the next battle here in a second, right about now. There we go. So here's an OU battle. This one is sped up, and you can tell by the battle of the music, not the battle of the music, the style of the music. It's a changed setup. So I'm going to lead off with Espeon. He's going to lead off with Heatran. I'm going to go for that attack because I can't go for like the Hidden Power or the Psychic because Heatran resists both of those attacks. So I thought I would just stall out by going for Attract and then the Light Screen. Because that's the other thing this Espeon is made to do, is just set up the Light Screen. It is defensive bulky somewhat. So Fire Blast is around half. I want to say a little bit less than half because it's still in the green zone. Thanks to Light Screen actually. But he's gonna Fear the Surf or whatever water move. Gonna go to Gyarados. I'm gonna set up the Dragon Dance. I kind of predicted him to switch out. I was gonna go for the U-turn to get out of whatever Gyarados wants to do. I forget what I go for, but he's gonna go to his Rotom, and he's gonna hit me with a nice Thunderbolt. I know that much. I'm gonna go for the Bounce actually. See how much I can do this thing, but let's see. I'm gonna go for the Bounce, and it's not gonna do a lot to this Rotom because it kind of resists. But I do get the Paralysis, which is, I think this is the first time I have ever gotten Paralysis from Bounce. And he gets it for the Will-O-Wisp. He gets my Burn, so this Gyarados is pretty much useless to me now because even if I am +1 from Dragon Dance, Burn cuts it straight in half. I'm gonna go for the Stone Edge, and I'm just gonna keep doing that until I die off because that's all. I don't want to switch out because this Gyarados is not worth having around now. So no Thunderbolt will finish me off, and I'm just gonna go for the Stone Edge. Just maybe, you know, get a lucky crit or something to just hurt this Rotom before I die off. Talking too fast. Anyway, so he's gonna get the Paralysis hacks, so that I'm gonna get another round of Stone Edge off. But I think I'm gonna die off by Burn before he attacks me. Yep. So I die off by my Burn, and I'm gonna bring in Terrakion. Gonna go for that Sacred Sword to see how much it would do. I didn't know it Actually, I don't know if it resisted or not. There. Can't talk. Anyway. His Light Screen went away. I don't know when he actually put up that Light Screen, but another Sacred Sword will take out the Rotom. He's going to bring in Reuniclus now, and as you know, most Terrakions actually do carry the X-Scissor, but I completely blanked during this battle that Bug-type X-Scissor is super effective against Reuniclus. I completely blanked on that fact. So he's going to bring in Scizor on my Hydreigon, go for that Bullet Punch, but I do survive it to get off a Flamethrower. I don't know if he saw the Flamethrower coming. I think maybe he thought Bullet Punch would take it out. I guess Hydreigon's a little more defensive than he thought. But he's going to bring in Kyurem now. Going to go for the obvious Ice Beam. Interesting how it's faster than Hydreigon. He must be Scarfed. Can't imagine it being anything else. But I'm going to bring in Chelsea now. I'm going to go for that HP Fire, but sadly, he's going to outspeed me and go for another Ice Beam to take out my Espeon. So I'm going to bring in my Blaze Wing Butterfly. He's going to switch out here in the Fiery Dance, but, you know, obvious switch out, I'm just going to start setting up. So I cannot touch this Heatran with anything. I could go for the Fiery Dance, but I'm afraid of Flash Fire. Unless we've seen an ability already, have we? But I decided to go for that Psychic just to see how much a +1 would do. Does not do a lot, but he's going to go land for the Fire Blast is what he's really going to do. Going to take me down to a scary amount of health. And I'm going to bring in Terrakion and take the next Fire Blast. And I'm hoping that I don't get burned because Terrakion really needs his attack power, but won't you know that I do get burned. So that's really unfortunate for me. Gonna get off that Earthquake, and surprisingly, even though I'm burned and not Choice Banded, I do take out the Heatran. I'm actually Expert Belt. I bluff the Choice Band, and I actually have the Expert Belt. So I bluff the Choice Band here for a while now with the Earthquake, which actually gets a crit on this Lucario, which I think pretty much mattered, given how I'm burned and only Expert Belt. So once again, I completely blanked that X-Scissor is super effective against Reuniclus. And I'm going for the Stone Edge. Now he knows that I'm not choiced, so he doesn't know. I think I remember hearing him in the stream that someone said that he must be Expert Belt. So I'm just stupid me is forgetting that X-Scissor is super effective against a Psychic type. So I'm just trying to hit this thing with Stone Edges and Earthquakes, trying to hit this thing. But this is more of a bulky Reuniclus. I'm gonna go for the Bug Buzz here, see how much that'll do. Glad this battle's almost over. Does a lot more than I thought it would. It's gonna get off the Psychic, and that is the end of my Volcarona. So his Reuniclus is doing a little bit of work here, only because I forgot, so I'm gonna go for that Brave Bird, you know, Brave Bird all things. And that does take out Reuniclus, thankfully. Gonna take some pretty damaging recoil from Life Orb. But he's gonna bring in KwandaoRen now. And thanks to his Scarf, he is gonna be faster, so he's gonna get off an Ice Beam, and that will be the game. So, good game both times, KwandaoRen66. Everyone make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next battle. Bye.